Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I'd like to start off giving all honor, glory, infinite praise, and worship to our power. YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostle, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well, teach you on sound doctrine. A strong shalom to the 144,000, the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children. The Lord have mercy on these last days, these perilous days, many dangerous days that we're currently living in and currently approaching. Right? It's your brother HAQADASH, representing Jim as branch here in Cleveland, Lord willing to bring out an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. And we just gonna go through the spirit, I just wanted to touch on a precept. Actually, it's a precept that sparked the inspiration behind this lesson, and we're gonna bring the precept out. But the title the spirit gave me was just something along the lines pertaining to let me see, the head, dealing with the head of the serpent, and the significance of what the Lord uses and says about the Lord coming to smite the head, all right, of the wicked. Okay. Before we get into this, one thing I want you to understand is, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, is this. When you go into the etymology of dragon, let's do this. Dragon, it says a fabulous animal common to the conception of many races and peoples, right? So dragon, so just off the back, we're establishing the foundation of the context of this epistle, and the context is the dragon, all right? Its head and the dragon. So, and who it is, and showing you that it can relate to many races and people. So the animal that's called dragon can also be connected to people and races of people. Okay, Dracon, right? It says right here. It says Dracon, right, which was an Athenian law scribe from Athens, right, who wrote draconian or harsh laws and punishment for the grimiest punishments for the smallest crimes or offenses. Okay, but I want to focus on here. Dragon. It says huge serpent. See, huge serpent. So this dragon is nothing more, nothing less than a huge serpent. Okay. Now, understanding this, we have to understand that the enemy, and this is the scripture that inspired it, Sirach 36:10. But we're gonna, before we read that, let's establish some groundwork real fast. And let's see. Let's go to what I was thinking about. Revelations 12 and 10. It says, okay, let's start at 7. Revelations 12:7. And there was a war in heaven, right? This is pertaining to the World Wars 3, or the last war. Heaven pertaining to, in this context, the actual firmament. Michael, which is the archangel, right? Michael Allah or Mayaka Allah, and his angels fought against the dragon, right? And the dragon fought and his angels, right? And his angels fought against the dragon. It's talking about the chariots fighting against Esau's fighter jets. His military, that's his angels that will be in the sky, flying against the Lord's angels. And the dragon fought and his angels. So it says, and the dragon fought, right? So we have to understand that this dragon is metaphorically talking about a man or a nation of people. Because you got to understand, it talks about, when you jump up, its tail, right? Where is it at? 4. Revelations 12:4. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven. Right, it's talking about the southern kingdom, right? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. right? Which is the star, the third part of the stars of heaven, and its tail, you see. And did cast him to the earth, and the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered for to devour her child as soon as it was born. It was as soon as it was born. Right? It's twofold, but it's talking about, Herod, and when Yahawashi is to be born, the woman is twofold, is being married and is also representing Israel. But in this chapter, it's interchangeable, and the dragon stood before the woman, right? Now, and this dragon is the focus because the dragon is an empire. The dragon is a system. The dragon is a concept, a philosophy, and a doctrine, and a mindset. All right, and those things, what you have to understand is that those things are attached to an individual, and that individual is attached to a larger group of individuals, right? And that individual is a man who's attached to a group of other men, right? Which would be his nation, his progeny, right? His seed line, right? And that makes his identity. That tells you who he is, right? That's why you preserve the seed, because that's the identification. That's our ID, our bloodline. So the dragon, right, is likened to his, like I said, his system and all that, but it's likening it to the Edomites. Okay, the Edomites, and his system, which pertains to the dragon's mouth. I mean, it's like his system, which pertains to how he's, because it talks about that in Revelation 13 about this is Revelation 13:11. And I beheld another beast coming out of the earth. And John the Revelator has actually seen a beast and had two horns like a lamb, and spake as a dragon. You see, there's two political parties, Republican and Democratic Party, right? And he spake as a dragon, right? So, as a matter of fact, let's just keep going. He exercises, right? So basically, he tell you peace, but it's actually destruction. Okay, he two horns like a lamb, like he come, humble, but he spake as a dragon. How does he speak as a dragon? Through his philosophies, his doctrines. You know what I'm saying? His laws that he prescribe. It's scripture talking about he prescribed grievous laws, right? He changed times and laws, okay? And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, which was Rome, and caused of the earth and them which dwelled therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And this is the context, right? And what it has to do with what we're talking about, because his wound was healed, right? His deadly wound was healed, right? So, but the first time what took place, like again, linking the dragon to the serpent, okay? This serpent, right? Because remember, like I said, like you got NATO, EU, right? So that beast system, his military, his politics, his economics, which NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, represents, his military, his teeth, the thing he grips nations with, and so forth, and he pushed power, his emphasis, right? And the EU would be likened unto the political side, the financial side, right? But his muscle is his military. That's his angels, okay? But remember, it said whose deadly wound was healed, because when they ruled in Rome, they were taken out of power, man. And they came back into power known as something called the Renaissance period, right? The Renaissance period, iconoclasm, right? The defaming of the images of the anointed ones, which is us, the Israelites, the Father, Son, all right, the Holy Spirit, the Israelites, the angels. That's what Job 9:24 is. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not wearing, who is he? So his deadly wound was healed, right? By the structure that's set up in America. It continued to push the agenda, like the first Rome. Elon Musk just came out and said what? He said this time Rome will not fall. He said America is Rome, but this time Rome will not fall. right? And he said America is Rome, but this time Rome will not fall, to something to that effect. So when you go back, so we understand just just how he exercised the power to first be for him. So this is that dragon, right? Is talking about his tail. So his tail would be when the Dark Ages, the Byzantine Empire, when we ruled as the Moors and different things and such, and you had Constantinople, right? Constantine, a lot of things going on, right? During that time, and we ruled the eastern side of Rome, and Esau was taken out of power, man. It wasn't until the Byzantine, which we had the Byzantine Empire. It wasn't until they were overtook by the Muslims, or the not the Muslims. Well, in a sense, they were practicing Islam. But what do they call it's like it slipped my mind right now. Can't think of it right now. But yeah, they came in and took Jake down, and as soon as they came in, that was the start of Esau's renaissance, right? That's kind of the Ottoman Turks, okay? The Ottoman Turks, man. Okay, slipped my mind. Shit, the YAHAWAH. So yeah, the Ottoman Turks, man. They came back into power. I mean, the Ottoman Turks rushed in. Okay, took over the Byzantine Empire, right? That was the downfall of Jake. The start of the downfall of Jake, and then the Turks, they sacked the Byzantine Empire in 1453, right? And which is modern day Istanbul. I believe that's how you say it. Turkey, right? Today it's called Istanbul today, which is Turkey. And 1453, right? Like it says in Revelation 13:3, and I saw one of his heads as they were wounded to death. You see, as they were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. So it says one of his heads as it were wounded to death, but really, it was likened unto his tail being cut off in a sense, man. Okay? Because when you smite the head, that's it, That's it. Right? So it's likened to his tail, if so you can understand, because this is talking about the pagan Roman Empire, okay? One of his heads as they were wounded to death, the pagan Roman Empire, right? But like we read earlier when you jump down, it says in 12, his deadly wound was healed, and this is going into where NATO, when I was talking about NATO, right? In 1949, NATO was formed, right? And then the next verse, the miracles, the dropping of the bombs and so forth. So the point is that his tail has been chopped off, because when you go to this article that I have here, do serpents grow back? It says snakes can't regenerate body parts, but they can regenerate some organs and regrow their skin, right? Now it says this, and you jump down, it says survive a cut tail. A snake can survive a cut tail as long as its cloaca, the exit for waste and reproduction, remains intact. And this is kind of what happened to Esau. You see? When you jump down, it says, I had a tab up, I don't know if let me see. Bear with me. Oh, damn, man, I don't know where it's at. It closed on me. I should have screenshotted it. But it says, basically the point is, here it go. Let me see. I typed in what happens when you cut head off a snake. No, that's what I want next. Hold on. Because this is good information. It says snakes that can reconnect the body back together. Interesting. All right, so I don't know where my Salakia, brothers and sisters. I don't know where my tab went, but the point is that when you cut the tail off, it says something along the lines that it continues to grow, right? It can keep growing and growing and growing, even though you cut the tail off, because it says survive a cut. Snake can survive a cut tail. They can survive a cut tail, you know, and that's what happened to the Roman Empire. That's what happened to the Edomites' height. Roman Empire was one of the height of his empire, one of the highlights of his career. But it says heal injuries. Small surface injuries usually heal without scarring, while large open wounds heal more slowly and can cause significant scarring. And that's kind of like what we was reading in here. I think this is it. It's like my mind is all over. Anyways, man, yeah. Okay, so okay, here it go right here. Shit. The Wadi Habashmi Shah in Britannica, right? It says, which means there is no terminal point in the time or size for growth in their lifetime, but they can continue to increase in length until they die. So they can continue to increase in length until they die, man. See that? So this serpent has turned into a dragon. That's what we understand it. So when you jump down to Revelations 12 and 8, continuing, and prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. And the dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, in Shaitan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. See? So this great dragon was cast out, that old serpent. So remember, the etymology said of dragon is what? A huge serpent. So this is we dealing with a serpent that has transformed himself into a bigger form of himself, which is a dragon. He got more powerful, you know, and that was through the blessing that Isaac blessed him with in Genesis 27. They tell you in First Maccabees that the earth was quiet before him. He won many strongholds and many wars. His blessing allowed him to transform from a serpent into a dragon, right? So that's the focus. So when you go to Revelation 11, a chapter over, it says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath has come. In 18, Revelation 11 and 18, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath has come, in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroyed the earth. See? So they destroyed the earth. You understand? They destroyed the earth. Okay? So how they destroyed the earth? Because they became greater, you know, in a sense. They became a dragon, and they blew their flame on the earth, man. Right? A dragon is fierce. Okay? So with that understanding, what happens when you cut the head of a snake? It says how long can a snake live after its head is cut off? It says cutting it in half or beheading it is one of the most cruel ways to kill a snake. They can actually feel pain for up to 1 hour after the cut. That's mighty. Okay. So the Lord, what did the Lord say? For in 1 hour thou shall be destroyed. This is Revelation 18. Bear with me, where is it at? This is Revelation 18, and because this is going into the judgment of the whore, man. Okay, this is Revelation 18 and 17. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. You see? It says, and cried when I saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? So in 1 hour the riches is going to come to naught. You see? So in 1 hour, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. Right? Verse 10, Revelation 18 and 10, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, at last, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. That's what we just read here. So the Lord is coming. He's going to bring judgment upon Babylon, and he's going to smite the head. He going to behead the snake, or he's going to behead the dragon, and they're going to be able to feel the pain. Right? It says man's heart's filling them for fear. People's feeling the pain now. Because when you jump down here, it says, how long will a snake live if you cut his head off? If a mammal loses his head, it will die almost immediately. But snakes and other ectotherms, which do need as much oxygen to fuel the brain, can probably live on for minutes. Right? It said which don't need as much oxygen to fill the brain can probably live on for minutes or even hours. It says severing the head isn't going to cause immediate death in the animal. Right. So the point is that it says the decapitated snake head bites man, but how? I'm not going to click it, but it says shortly after a man killed a rattlesnake in his backyard, the rattlesnake's severed head bit and injected venom into the arm, seriously injuring him. So, you know, you gotta, it has a, like, even though the Lord, his head is being smitten, right? The head is the head is the wicked, the elites. Okay, so when you go to the inspiration, so we linked it to 1 hour. Say Revelation 18 and 10 says, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. Says they can actually feel pain for up to 1 hour after the cut. You see? So in 1 hour, this place is going to be destroyed. You see? In 1 hour, thou should be destroyed. So when the judge, when YAHAWASHI actually comes back, that's the end of that hour. You know? When he comes back, that's the end of you, man. Right? So when you go back to Sirach 36, Sirach 36 and 7, before I get that, let's get Jeremiah 30 and 23. Behold, the whirlwind of the Lord goeth forth with fury, a continual whirlwind. It shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. You see? It's going to be painful. This is a painful thing that's getting ready to come. It's called Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, all these different things. The last final prophecies are the hardest prophecies, man, the roughest prophecies, to the point it's going to issue in the judgment, to the point the Lord not going to have to judge the earth or the Israelite man, woman, or child again as such. That's the times we're coming into. It's going to have to get really, really bad for it to get really, really great. Okay, and the head of it says it's going to fall with pain upon the head of the wicked. YAHAWASHI said, I saw Satan fall from heaven as lightning, roughly paraphrasing. So it shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked, right? The Lord is coming to smite the head, which is the elites, right? Because the scripture tell you in Sirach 10, as a king is, so is his people. As he thinketh, so is his people think. So the people are continue to move and think like act like this is because the one that taught them these ways are still over them and ruling over them. So the Lord is coming to smite that government out of the way. That's the head. A summit is the top. The top of your body is like into a summit, like it's the highest form of self, which is like a government. That's where the laws is installed into your brain, into your spirit, right? So you can understand. So his government, the top, is going to feel pain. It says the fierce anger of YAHWASHI shall not return until he have done it, and until he have performed the intents of his heart in the latter days. You should consider this. So that's the time we in, and we're in the latter days, uh, repenting and different things and such. So we won't take part of that judgment. Sirach 36 and 7. Raise up indignation and pour out wrath. You see, take away the adversary and destroy the enemy. So this is a part of our prayer for the Lord to do these things. Raise us up and destroy our enemy. Those are things that are pleasing unto the Lord. Talk about that in Sirach. Either 7 or 9 things that the Lord that Lord love. Let me see. Think how I go. I want to butcher it. I don't want to butcher it. It's talking about him that see the love to see the love to see the fall, live to see the fall of his enemy. Roughly paraphrasing, right? It says 8, sake the time short. Matthew 24, second Ezra's 3rd. Was that second Ezra's 13? Let me think. Scripture talk about the Lord shortening the time, man. Damn, I'm tired. I can't think. Salakia. It says, remember the covenant and let them declare thy wonderful works, man. See, let him that escapeth be consumed by the rage of the fire, and let him perish that oppress the people. And it says, Sirach 34, that the bread of the needy is their life. You see, Sirach 36 and 10, smite and sunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen that say there is none other but we. See, so, and that's what the Lord is coming to do. Smite the heads. He's coming to smite the heads of the wicked. That's why I said on his head were many crowns. Okay. In Revelations 19 and 12, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. So the YAHWASHI is coming to take the throne, or take the king's throne that they supposedly sit on, and he's gonna wear all their crowns, meaning that he's conquered all of you and every single one of these nations that think they're gonna be next. Okay, so yeah, man, I just wanted to show that dealing with a snake, the Lord is coming to smite the head of the snake this time. He's gonna cut the head off, and in 1 hour you should be destroyed. It says it's gonna take 1 hour for you to be unalive. See, where it say that they can actually feel pain for up to 1 hour after the cut. Once that hour, it says they once once that live, once that cut is over with, you know, like I said, 1 hour thou should be destroyed. So, hey man, your time is up, man. You know, the Lord is coming to smite the head of the wicked. Period. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I had on that. Lord willing, is edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory, infinite praise unto Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostle, elders, and bishop, great millstone. Peace, citation to the hopeful elect. Lord willing, is edifying. Let's see. I'm gonna read this last thing. It is said to kill the snake, you must cut off its head. So that's the point. So this time, hey, Yahawashi said, I'll leave you with this, Salakia. Isaiah 47. Come down and sit in verse 1, in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. This place is like is the daughter, so is the mother. So it's just like Babylon and many other names it has. It's a virgin because it hasn't been penetrated by war at a major scale, man. You know, it's been untouched. It's been doing the penetrating. It's been doing the whoring. Sit on the ground, and the Lord's coming to bring you the confusion. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. See, your crown is going to be taken. We read that in Revelation 19. You know, that's that 1 hour, right? The result is the decapitating of the government, the head, right? Ra'ash, right? The head of this body of Babylonians, right? It says, take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the river, right? Expose this man. Thy nakedness should be uncovered. You see that? Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. You see? So, as for the Redeemer, the Lord of armies is his name, and Yahweh, and the Holy One of Yasha'Allah. So, yeah, man, not to prolong it, but yeah, there you have it. So this time the Lord is coming. What? He's not going to meet you as a man. He's coming to take off the head. It is said to kill the snake, you must cut off its head. Okay. Last time we cut off your tail, if you will. It mentioned head, but so you can understand, we cut off like your tail, and you just kept growing until with the virgin you are now, man. We would have cut your head off back then, like many time when it was that Saul, the Lord told to unalive the Amalekites, right? The small hats, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't. Okay, so yeah, man. Yeah, man. So Lord willing, this is edifying. Again, I like to give all honor and glory, infinite praise and worship to our power. Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostle, elders, bishop, great millstone. Peace, citation, hopeful. Hey, till next time. Hey, shalom.